This video is all about the trend collapse strategy. It's going to help you to identify when that trend changes or when it collapses for you to start looking for profitable winning trades in the opposite direction. So if that's a video that you are going to be looking forward to, don't forget to give me a thumbs up on this video and keep watching to the end so you don't miss anything in today's video. So I'm on the Euro-USD pair currently on the daily time frame, and the first thing I want you to understand is how we're going to draw those trend lines. That's the whole part of this strategy, using the trend lines to understand the trend direction and where you're going to see that trend collapse strategy. Now, trend lines are a very subjective matter because you can draw your trend lines differently to a different trader. What I mean by this, we can see that we could draw this trend line I've drawn on the chart already. You could draw this trend line to downside as well. And you could even draw this trend line here to downside. So we have multiple trend lines. If we even go back out in history, we can even draw another trend line all the way from this high to this swing point here in the market. So we have all these different trend lines we can draw. Now, which one actually matters and which one are you going to be looking at? When it comes to trend lines, as I said, it is very subjective and many traders will just draw as they see on the charts. Now, for me, the most obvious way to draw a trend line is to find the last two swing points in the market and then draw the trend line of those swing points. Now, when I say this, I mean for each individual time frame. So currently we're on the daily, so we just remove these trend lines on the daily at the moment. And we're going to find the last two swing points. Now, when we're looking at swing points, we're looking at that current trend in the market. Let me just get my drawing tool now. And we can see that we have this high here in the market. The market breaks this structure and we create this new swing low. We pull back, we make this lower high. So we can see we're in a lower high here to here. That's just understanding market structure. And we have a break of structure again, and we continue to fall down. We just remove, let's go backwards and let's actually draw a line here. So we have this break here of structure. And what that then creates is a new swing low right here in the market. So you can see the market then continues to fall. We make this low, we have a pullback, and we have another lower high in the market as we break structure once again here. So when I'm talking about those last two swing points, these are going to be the last two swing points we're going to be looking at using this strategy. So what I'm going to do now is draw out that trend line from this swing high to this swing high here, and we'll just probably come off this candle high here in the market. Now this is the last move to downside on this daily time frame. This is where we see price breaking through the trend line, breaking this previous high of structure, and this is now that trend collapse strategy. It's the reversal in the market, and we're looking for price to pull back to an area of demand. This is our demand zone I've got drawn here from this last bearish candle to downside. We break out. This is the zone we're looking for buy. Now, is this going to work 100% of the time? No, you will have losing trades. There is no strategy you can implement in trading, whether it's supply and demand, whether it's using this strategy, whether it's using a smart money concept, whatever it is, you will not win 100% of the time. Once you understand that and you have good risk money management, everything will change for you. Now, if you're looking for a strategy, this is a great strategy. If you want to apply more supply and demand techniques, there is the advanced supply and demand trading course, and right now there is a big discount on that course. Now, if you're interested in the supply and demand trading course, why not take the free course first, which is the basics of supply and demand, go through that course, see if it's something you actually want to take further, then go on to the advanced supply and demand trading course. So what we're looking at here is, now we understand this is the reversal point. What about this swing point we had previously? What about this swing point here to this swing point? What is that showing us? Because you can now understand that these are two swing points on a bigger swing to downside. And price did in fact come back to that trend line and retested it. And yes, you could have caught a trade here. And I will show you in a minute exactly how you would have caught a trade. All this is showing you here. Let me just use my drawing tool again. This is showing you those swing points to the downside is on a higher time frame. So when we see this pullback here, this is just a weekly time frame. So we go up now to a weekly time frame, and you'll be able to identify here are your swing points. So there is your high, the break of structure, a low, lower high, another break of structure, a new low, and this is a new lower high. So until this trend line is broken to the upside and we break that structure, that then comes into that reversal of the trend, and this is your trend collapse strategy. Once we see this on a weekly time frame, then we have the power of the trend on the weekly shifting and reversing to the upside. So once you understand that, once the higher time frame changes direction, you're then going to be looking for those pullbacks on a daily to areas of demand to capture actual trades, bullish trades in the market. Currently, we're still bearish on the weekly, but on the daily currently, back to daily once again, understanding this trend collapse strategy here, we're actually potentially going bullish as we broke structure in the market right here. We broke to the upside, we pulled back. Now, if you're a support and resistance trader, you'll likely been looking for a trade right here in the market. Now, look what happened. We had a bounce, a manipulation on this candle, and we've dropped to the downside. So this is why support resistance traders do find they're going to lose a lot more trades. Supply and demand trader, we're looking for price to come back to that optimal entry area, which is where we see the move coming from. So there's a difference between support and resistance and supply and demand. So looking at this now, how do we look for a trade out of here? Well, understanding the use of a send and forget strategy. Now you can find that inside this channel, the video. If you want to see that video, I'll leave it linked above now. Or you can look at that confirmation entry. Again, there is a video in this channel going through the confirmation entry. But if you want to learn this type of training in much more detail, I do suggest that FOREX Masterclass course. Now the link for all the courses, if you want to check them out, are below in the description of this video. But don't forget, there is the free courses as well. Don't think it's all about selling courses to you. It's not. It's about giving you great education on this channel and letting you have access to those free courses on the basics of supply and demand, and that trend trading course, which will help you to find strategies, including these, to find profits in the markets. So this is a reversal in the market right now, and we'll be looking for any potential reversals. So on the lower time frame here, I'll be looking for that confirmation entry. And again, you can apply this strategy to this lower time frame, looking for that reversal. So what about this area here on the chart? How can we have caught a trade to the downside here back to this area of demand? Well, simply, we'll be going down to lower time frame. Once we send this breakout to the upside, we know this potential shift in the market is happening on this time frame. Now going down to the 4-hour time frame, we can look for the same shift to the downside. So what we're looking at is to remove this previous line. That's the area of market structure. Let me just put that back actually. So this was your area where we see the break of market structure. Now, a support and resistance trader, we're looking for a buy off this level. Now, price never goes anywhere and it wants to come all the way back down to this area here in the market. That's why a supply and demand trader will be patient and waiting for that pullback. Yes, you could have caught some trades here to the upside in the lower time frames, but long term, we always knew market wanted to come back. So looking at this here, again, we'll apply the same market structure. We have this low in the market, we have a high, higher low, a break of structure here, a new high, a higher low, another break of structure. You should understand this already about your higher highs and higher lows in the market. Again, a new higher low. Now we do break right here in the market and we create a new higher low, new high. So this is a swing point. Now, if you wasn't sure if that was a correct swing points to use, you could have used this one here. Now, what I mean is we could have drawn your trend line. Again, remember, it's subjective how you draw your trend lines. So you could have drawn the trend line like this, or you could have drawn your trend line like this. Either way would have worked. And you can see that we break through the trend line here, and we even break structure here and here in the market on this candlestick and this candlestick right here. So once you've seen this, this shows you the trend collapse strategy. And then you're going to look for that last area of supply. This is your area of supply in the market. And this is when we're looking for the market to pull back into that area of supply for your entry. Now, if this is confusing to you, don't worry. As I said, those courses will explain everything detailed, exactly how to trade with supply and demand. But this is a strategy understanding just the trend lines and the trend in the market. So again, once we see the market pull back into this zone, this could have been your entry at this level, stop at the high, targeting this level down here. Let's have a look at what that could have been. You could have an entry here in the market, stop just above the high, and your target would have been at this zone. Just bring the trade across. It's nearly a 6-to-1 profit on that trade. Now, there is also what I call an area of imbalance inside this zone right here. Let's drag that across. Now, this area of imbalance, you can see you can actually have had a tighter entry here and look for an entry off the imbalance. Now, that just brings your trade up higher, a high risk to reward of over a 7-to-1. Now, look at this area of imbalance. If I just remove this right now, you can see we actually nearly fill it with this candle and also push it above this high. And that's all about the market manipulations, and that's how those banks are going to stop out your trades. If you're finding you're being stopped out on many occasions, and believe me, this happened to me as well, then you need to understand the smart money concepts that I teach in that Forex Masterclass. And that's exactly what happened here. And many of my students will understand what happened here in the market once they saw this and we saw the big push to downside. That's how you capture those nice, clean, risk to reward trades with no stress in the market. Using my risk and money management as well is going to help you to achieve that. Again, if you're enjoying this video today, it's giving you some value with this strategy, the trend collapse strategy, don't forget to give me the thumbs up on this video and leave a comment below. Is there anything you want to know more on this strategy? But that's exactly how you can use the trend collapse strategy in your own trading. And I hope it's going to help you going forward with understanding this as well. Now, if you want to learn something more on the use of the smart money concept with reading those candlesticks in the market, that's something completely different to this strategy. That's going to help you to understand how the institutional order flow works. Then check out this video popping up right now, because that is going to help you to understand exactly how to read those candles and profit in the market.